My parents always liked my younger sister more than me. I knew that, but it was pretty extreme. Even so, they now say they'd want to live with me in the future. I thought that would happen because I don't want to get married, but I never expected what actually awaited me. I'm Kitty, 42 years old, working as a bureaucrat since I graduated college. I've always been good at studying. As a kid, I liked hard books and made a habit of reading encyclopedias and reference materials. Thanks to that, I scored 100 on tests. Teachers praised me, but my parents never did. They wanted me to be more childlike. Kids who enjoy studying like me were cute to them. Even when I took lessons, I did them perfectly, but I wasn't passionate about anything in particular. My parents called me a boring child. When I turned 10, my sister Jemima was born. The love that was supposed to be for me went to her. Before I knew it, I felt like air in the house. I'd come home and say, "I'm home, Mom and Dad," but they'd ignore me, praising Jemima. Even on my birthday, the table was filled with my sister's favorite dishes. The present I got at 15 was a stuffed animal for little kids. I wanted new shoes, and my sister snatched the stuffed animal, saying, "That's the one I wanted." My parents smiled at Jemima and admitted their mistake. They casually asked me to give the stuffed animal, my birthday present, to her. It was a cruel request, especially on my special day. My sister, only 5 years old, looked at me with a smirk, almost like she expected this outcome. In a life where my sister was always prioritized, people seemed to accept it somehow. I had grown accustomed to a daily routine where no matter what I did, there was no praise, and my words were ignored. Despite the challenges, I didn't slack off in my studies. I successfully passed the high school entrance exam and even gained admission to a super elite university without attending cram school. However, my parents remained indifferent. Their response was, "It doesn't matter which college you go to. What matters is your job and income." Such dreamless words were thrown at me. Undeterred, I began job hunting early, passing the civil service exam and becoming a bureaucrat after college. Returning to my hometown, I excitedly shared the news with my parents, expecting some acknowledgement. However, my mother remained uninterested, and my father, engrossed in his smartphone, didn't even bother to reply. Announcing my new job as a bureaucrat, my mother finally showed a hint of curiosity. But her response was, "Wait, what? Bureaucrat? Did you just say bureaucrat?" My mother, who had previously shown no interest, suddenly looked up and noticed me. "Bureaucrat, Kitty? Is that true?" My father, too, halted his smartphone activities and chimed in, seeking confirmation. "Yeah, it's true. I passed the civil service exam. I thought I'd report to you guys today. I didn't expect any praise, but to my surprise, both my father and mother congratulated me one after another. Their unexpected enthusiasm overwhelmed me. "Kitty, that's amazing. A bureaucrat. I'd always knew you were a smart kid, but I didn't expect you to go this far. I'm proud of you too." Stunned by this sudden turn of events, I found a new sense of confidence as a working adult. With their encouragement, I tackled my demanding job, the difficulty and workload far surpassing my previous experiences. Half a year into my professional journey, I received an unexpected phone call from my mother. "Hello, Mom, what's wrong?" I inquired. She asked about my work and, to my surprise, expressed concern for my well-being. It brought me joy to know she cared. "Yeah, I'm busy but doing well. Why did you contact me?" I responded. Awkwardly, she began sharing her own struggles. "Actually, I haven't been feeling well lately. I quit the part-time job I had been doing until now. The doctor told me not to overdo it because of my age. Kitty, can you send me money every month from now on?" Shocked and concerned, I asked if she was okay. Despite my reservations, I agreed, genuinely happy that my mother relied on me. "I don't have many hobbies, so I don't spend much money. How much should I transfer?" I asked. My mother hesitated before suggesting, "Well, it would be helpful if you could transfer $700 every month for now." Determined to support her, I agreed. "Okay then, I'll transfer it to your account on payday from this month." Her response was filled with gratitude. "Really, you're amazing, Kitty. You're so reliable. I want to live with you in the future. I'm counting on you from now on. We're family, so we help each other." Initially pleased to support my mother by transferring $700 every month, I soon found myself in a surprising situation. Both my father and sister began requesting financial assistance as well. My father, seemingly nonchalant, approached me with a plea for $350, citing my mother's quitting of her part-time job. Obligingly, I transferred the requested amount without hesitation. Then came my sister, appealing to my sympathy. "Kitty, our household is having a hard time, and my allowance got cut. Can you give me some money?" Despite having already assisted her recently, her tearful plea weakened my resolve. I reluctantly provided her with financial support, realizing, in hindsight, that I may have been naive. Yet, intoxicated by the sense of being relied upon by my family, I continued sending money without questioning. Time flew, and before I knew it, 2 decades had passed. At 42 years old, my dedication to work had paid off with a promotion and a decent salary. Meanwhile, my sister, Jemima, had married and was expecting a baby. Despite never having a desire for marriage, witnessing my sister's joy at her wedding made me ponder the idea. However, a day arrived that would challenge the dynamics of my familial support. When I returned to my parents' house after a long absence, they dropped a surprising proposal on me. "Kitty, your father and I have been thinking. We want to live with you, and if possible, we'd like you to build a house for us," my mother stated. Shocked by the unexpected request, I questioned why I couldn't live with them in their existing house. My parents, citing their weakening legs and hips and the aging state of our current house, proposed the idea of building a more comfortable dwelling. Concerned for their well-being, and with my sister already married and moved out, I saw the logic in their request. I decided it might be better for me to live with them before any unforeseen circumstances arose and accepted their proposal. Expressing gratitude for my willingness, my parents added an unexpected condition. They wanted a 2-family house. Initially agreeing, thinking they were being considerate, I had no idea of the hidden agenda they harbored. Eager to fulfill their wishes, I started preparing to build the 2-family house using some savings I had. We finalized the floor plan on my days off and hired a contractor to bring the project to life. Nearly all my days off were dedicated to this endeavor, leaving little time for my personal affairs. About a year later, a splendid 2-family house stood completed. On the day of delivery, I arranged for a mover to transport my belongings to our new home. However, just as I was about to embark on this exciting journey, I received an unexpected phone call from the mover. "Excuse me, but the people at the house said we don't need that luggage. Take it back," the mover informed me, confused and anxious. I immediately called my mother to get to the bottom of the situation. "Hello, Mom, is that Kitty? What's wrong?" I inquired. I explained the bizarre situation to her, requesting her to check outside. In a shocking turn of events, she revealed, I was the one who refused it. Stunned and baffled, I questioned, "Wait, Mom, what do you mean?" She nonchalantly replied, "Thank you for your hard work. You're no longer needed." The weight of her words hit me like a ton of bricks. No longer needed. I repeated in disbelief. The house that was supposed to be our new home suddenly felt like an illusion, leaving me questioning whether my parents and I would ever live there together. In a rush, I reached my newly built home, only to be greeted by an unexpected scene. From the balcony on the 2nd floor, my sister Jemima waved at me, bewildered. I questioned her presence. "Jemima, why are you here?" With a smirk, she responded, "Why? I'm going to live in this house from today." Confused and shocked, I confronted my parents, who were also on the balcony, along with Jemima and her husband. "Hey, Dad, Mom, what's going on? Why are Jemima and her husband here?" In a callous tone, my father dismissed me. "You can't be serious. You think we'd live with someone like you who has no charm." We're going to live with Jemima and her husband, so don't bother us. My protests were met with further disdain. But this house is for us to live together, I explained. However, their response shattered my expectations. No way. We just made you build this house. We used your money that you earned and saved as a single person. Be grateful. My mother laughed, echoing my father's words. A surge of anger overwhelmed me at their betrayal. They used the money I worked hard for, thinking it was meant for our shared home. I had been sending them money all this time, only to discover they exploited it for their own gain. Enraged, I confronted my mother. Don't be ridiculous. The money I worked hard for, the house I built, thinking it was for my parents. You used it for something like this. Mockingly, my mother responded, "What are you talking about? With just $700 a month, we don't owe you anything for that amount." To add insult to injury, my sister chimed in, provoking me further. "Well, thanks to your money, we had a good time as a family. We don't need your money anymore, so why don't you stop if you don't like it?" The betrayal cut deep, and in a fit of determination, I declared, "Okay then, I'll gladly stop sending you money." Fueled by the desire for revenge, I returned to the apartment where I used to live, explaining the situation and vowing to take action against this deceitful family. Harnessing all my contacts, I meticulously planned their punishment, determined to make them pay for their betrayal. During this period, I received spiteful messages from my parents and sister, reveling in their enjoyment of their new home. Unfazed, I ignored their taunts, fully aware that their time there was limited. They could savor their momentary happiness while it lasted. 2 weeks later, a phone call from my father disrupted the gloating messages. "Hello? Hey, Kitty, what the hell is going on? We were told to get out of this house right now." With a cheerful tone, I revealed my retaliation. "Oh, that? I decided to sell that house." His incredulous response echoed, "Sell it? Don't be ridiculous. This is the house we live in." I calmly explained, "So what? The house is under my name. If I put it up for sale, I could kick them out." It was a carefully calculated move. I didn't just want to take back the house. I aimed to make them leave without notice by selling it. Protesting the abrupt eviction, my father pleaded, "Wait a minute. It's unreasonable to tell us to leave in a week. Jemima and her husband are here too. We're not leaving ever." Unyielding, I responded, "I don't care. I'll call the police if you don't leave." The mention of involving the police triggered screams from my mother and sister in the background, but I remained steadfast. I had no intention of forgiving them, not even a bit. In the pursuit of justice, revenge had become my driving force. "Kitty, please wait a minute," my father pleaded, attempting to grasp a last-minute reprieve. "Come on, I'm already waiting, aren't I? I let you enjoy your life in the new house for 2 weeks, didn't I? Aren't I such a nice daughter?" I said sarcastically. Their responses were reduced to mere yay or no, leaving them silent. Seizing the moment, I decided to deliver the final blow. "Sorry, but I'm not going to be your convenient cash cow anymore. I'll give you the money I've been sending you as severance pay, but in return, stay away from me forever," I declared, cutting off the call. Finally, the weight lifted off my shoulders. I felt a sense of relief collapsing on the floor. My life had been nothing but a series of deceptions and manipulations by my own family. But now it was over. A week later, my parents, who had been forcibly evicted from the house, were left with no choice but to return to their old residence. My sister and her husband, having canceled the house they were living in, were also compelled to move back in with our parents. The dynamics have changed drastically. It's all because of you, Dad and Mom. You made us suffer too. My sister blamed them, and my parents in turn shifted the blame. The once honeymoon atmosphere between them had dissipated, replaced by constant cursing and blaming. I felt a sense of vindication. "What did you say? It was you who started to say you wanted to live with us." "That's right. If we had let you live with us, instead of you, we would have had a stable retirement." The familial ties had eroded into bitterness and resentment. I was relieved that I had severed my connection with such a greedy and manipulative family. Though I couldn't retrieve the money I had sent them, I could reclaim my life. From now on, I vowed to spend money for myself and live a happy, independent life. The chapter of deception and manipulation was closed, and the new one, filled with self-discovery and personal happiness, awaited. I hope you guys enjoy our video. To watch more interesting stories, hit that subscribe button. Thank you.